Welcome to BIA, Becoming in Action, a space where reflection meets action, because becoming is a practice. Please welcome your host, Sandy Hebert.
Hello, I am Sandy Hebert, and welcome to the podcast, BIA, Becoming in Action. This is a space for people who are becoming as leaders, becoming as professionals, and becoming as human beings. We never fully arrive in our lives, and I created this podcast to support that ongoing process of becoming. Thank you to everyone who took the time to listen to the first episode. I'm excited that almost 100 people have listened to that episode in the first week, and I have enjoyed hearing from many of you. I appreciate the time that you took to listen and provide feedback. I had a few people suggest ideas for episode topics. I'm humbled that what I had to say resonated with others. Today's topic is around effort and ease. It's something that I've given a lot of thought to over the past couple of weeks. I took a 10-minute beginner yoga flow with Chelsea Jackson Roberts. If you are familiar with Peloton, you may know Chelsea. She is a yoga and meditation instructor on the platform. I am a bit of a diehard Pelotoner. I've had my bike for 6 years, thanks to the peer pressure from my Harmony team. Thank you, BJ, Gina, and Corey. And I added the tread to my home gym about 3 years ago. I really like all of the exercise modalities that they offer on the platform. I have found a lot of inspiration from the instructors, both within the classes and on social media. I like the sense of community, of high-fiving during classes, being able to take classes live, but also having the convenience of working out at home. And this one little yoga flow just really stuck with me as Chelsea talked about effort and ease throughout the class. There is no doubt about it. I am an effort girl. I'm a grinder. I love to work hard. I tend towards action. I rarely get stuck. As long as I have something to try, even if I'm not succeeding, I'm okay. I believe strongly in the notion I'm either winning or learning. When I try something, if it goes well, I'm thrilled. And if I learn something, I'm equally as thrilled. Growing up, I was that weird kid who hated summer break because I wanted to have schoolwork. I loved studying and preparing. So much so, I often did it to the point of over-preparing. This tradition continued with me throughout my schooling, all the way through my graduate program. I also was really a clumsy kid. I did not possess an ounce of natural athletic talent. But that mindset of effort helped me gain some athletic ability. It allowed me to stick with activities I wasn't good at first till I became more competent. I did ballet for 9 years. It allowed me to gain a lot more coordination, grace, and confidence in my body. Trust me though, no one ever considered me talented, and everyone knew that my ballet career would never extend past the doors of Fremont Ballet School. It was the same with all of the sports that I participated in: gymnastics, track, volleyball. I was never afraid to try. I was never afraid of not being good at it at first. I was willing to put in the work to get better. I always believed that I had the ability to work hard. As an adult, I have picked hobbies that involve a lot of effort. For years, I was an aggressive scrapbooker, spending hours tracing and cutting out letters, double matting pictures, and journaling. I trained and ran a marathon and several half marathons. Today, one of my favorite hobbies is hosting dinner parties and events that take days to prepare for. I am not afraid of hard work. Professionally, same story. I put in effort and hours in my career. I traveled away from my family. I worked throughout the middle of the night when emergencies arose. I worked on the weekends. I worked on vacations. I was willing to do whatever was necessary to get the job done. And I'm not going to lie, I am proud of my Midwest work ethic in many, many ways. It has served me well. It has allowed me to persevere when I'm not good at something. It has helped me to have a mindset of I can do it if I put in the work. But there was something about thinking about effort juxtaposition with ease that got me taking a hard look at my relationship with effort and ease and revealed some growth opportunities for myself. Our society glorifies effort to the point of real self-sacrifice. And you can see a lot of the anthems around us every day that demonstrate this value. The notion of no pain, no gain. Oprah Winfrey said, where there's no struggle, there's no strength. Nietzsche said, that which does not kill us makes us stronger. Nothing truly succeeds without pain. Hard work pays off. Embrace the struggle. It's a sign of growth. I am seeing how I embrace this belief and how it shaped my life without me really even fully realizing it. I have equated harder with better. One clear example happened in undergrad. I met with my advisor to review degree requirements. The school offered a Bachelor of Science in Psychology and a Bachelor of Arts. I asked, what's the difference? And she said, oh, there really isn't one. Well, I looked at the requirements and I could see that the Bachelor of Science was objectively harder than the Bachelor of Arts. So naturally, I decided I'd get the Bachelor of Science. My choice had nothing to do with my own personal goals, what I would enjoy more, or what I would excel at, which is crazy. I just picked the harder thing. Over the years, this mindset has made me very comfortable with sacrificing for my career and my family, abandoning things that I enjoyed, and many times even my self-care. I worked remote for the last 15 years with travel, and working remote was really great for everyone except me. The organizations that I worked for benefited from many more productive hours from me every single day. The line between work and not work was blurry, and I was able to jump on calls, answer emails, anytime, anywhere. At the same time, I was able to take care of my family. I could run to school and change Luke's insulin pump if it failed. I could rotate laundry in between calls. I could sit in pickup line waiting for kids while on a conference call. However, I lost out on the time and space that in-person work affords, like commuting, that time and space that driving to and from work gives you to ramp up and ramp down from your day. I missed out on daily, deeper connections with coworkers. I missed out on the space to breathe between meetings when I walked from my desk to a meeting room or from one meeting room to another. I missed out on having lunch with other people, and instead I was always eating at my desk in front of my computer. I was so busy making sure I did not let anyone else down, jam-packing my day, that I ended up shortchanging myself. While hard work builds strength and achieves goals, true mastery often comes from balance, allowing things to flow, recognizing that initial difficulty should lead to later ease. It shouldn't always be a constant struggle. These last few years have felt like a constant struggle to me. In a weird way, I think I enjoyed the struggle more than I'm willing to admit. The truth is, I can be quite uncomfortable with ease. Like really, really uncomfortable. When I first met my husband, I had a hard time sitting down and watching an entire movie. I felt compelled to get up and do something. Anything. Cleaning, straighten things up, checking on the kids, whatever the case may be. I used to love reading, but I switched to audiobooks so that I could cook, clean, exercise, and drive at the same time. I have had a need to multitask, to be even more productive. I am executing and planning for the next thing in my head as I'm completing my current task. I am now seeing that this is a bit ridiculous and I need more ease in my life. This complicated relationship with ease and easy is something that I've had for a while. Something that comes easy has less value to me in some way. Taking it easy feels like laziness and a missed opportunity to get something, anything done. I used to be able to sit down for hours engrossed in a book, and I can't even remember the last time that was. As I see my parents aging, I am also realizing that if I get all my self-esteem from effort, I'm going to be miserable as I'm forced to slow down in my later years. There's going to be less that I can do, and there's going to be less that I need to do. So I have to see my value beyond what I can do and what I can accomplish to be able to enjoy those years. I am embarking on a journey to shift my beliefs about ease, not just for a happier, more balanced life today, but to prepare myself to be happier in the years to come. It's a foundational concept in psychology that our beliefs impact our thoughts. Our thoughts, in turn, impact our feelings. Our feelings impact our actions. Our actions impact our results. Clearly, this 10-minute yoga class uncovered some limiting beliefs that I've been carrying around with me my whole life. And now I want to shift them. I want to adopt some new beliefs. And those beliefs look like I deserve to rest and have downtime. I am more than what I get done in a day. Giving myself quiet time makes me more productive. By learning to enjoy rest and quiet, I am practicing a skill that will lead to a much happier life as I age. I want to reframe what effort is. Just today, I watched a little TikTok reel on Instagram because that's how all good 50-something-year-olds get their social media content. And the creator said, effort is care made visible. Wow. I love that. I love that notion that I am putting an effort to show that I value something and to show how much I care. Not for a return on an investment, not for my self-esteem, not for a specific outcome, but to make my care visible. I am also building in practices that encourage me to be still. I have committed to always have a physical book that I'm reading. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I will always still have an audiobook that I'm listening to in the works. I cannot give them up. I am truly addicted to those too. But I am going to be having a physical book that I'm reading. Right now, that book that I'm reading is The Art of Contemplation by Richard Rudd. What is contemplation? Even Rudd admits that, quote, the true nature of contemplation is a mystery. The very purpose of the contemplative way is to turn your energies inwards and make your life a centrifugal experiment in order to first discover and then embrace your true higher purpose in life, unquote. He goes on to say that, quote, paradoxically, for many of us, contemplation begins as a form of unlearning as we let go of our reliance on our intellect and open up new pathways of awareness inside ourselves, unquote. I'm sure you've also seen on social media this whole 2016 versus 2026. Well, let me tell you, 2016 me would have thought that this whole notion of contemplation was a little woohoo. 2026 me is leaning into the woohoo. The notions of mystery and art are very, very appealing to me. Rudd explains that there are 3 techniques of contemplation: pausing, pivoting, and merging. I have not moved on past pausing yet because I have a significant amount of work to do here. I can be a very impatient person, especially with myself. Anything that slows me down is frustrating, sigh-inducing, and is gonna get an eye roll. Forward movement is needed at all times. I hate anything that is a barrier to me moving forward. I'm realizing that I don't just need to tolerate those pauses. I need to find ways to celebrate them. Pauses create a sense of spaciousness in our life and allow us to gain a wider sense of perspective. I'm starting out small because of what a big mountain that this will be for me to climb. And what I'm just trying to focus on right now is noticing the small, naturally occurring pauses during my day, like getting stopped by a red light as I'm driving to my parents' house, getting stopped by the train on Mud Road, my son wanting to interrupt me to tell me how cool his video game is, an elderly woman wanting to chat with me as we're standing in line at the bank about how our jackets are the same, bagger at the grocery store wanting me to hear all about how 2026 is going to be his year. I need to enjoy these opportunities to breathe deeply and enjoy the natural environment and beauty around me, to connect with other human beings and recognizing that change occurs in these gaps that pausing creates. Rudd explains in these gaps, quote, anxiety will diminish, your heart will soften, and you will remember once again that your life can be filled with magic and mystery, unquote. These are opportunities to be open-hearted and open-minded. They create intimacy in the world. I have started doing more kindness and calmness meditations, starting out small, 5 minutes, again using my Peloton app because they're easy for me to access. They are helping me get centered before coaching sessions and be ready to engage. And really anytime throughout the day that I'm feeling like I need to be able to breathe again, I can do that 5-minute meditation and bring myself back into my body, into the now, and create space. Yoga classes are the same thing. That's what started this whole line of thinking. Yoga helps create spaciousness in my mind and my body. It's increasing my physical and my mental flexibility. We don't get old, we lose flexibility. Anything that can help me maintain physical and mental flexibility is going to serve me well as I move into the next chapter of my life. Now, it all sounds lovely, and a lot of times it is, except for when it isn't. I fully acknowledge at all times it is hard to be human. I am not always able to show up the way I want. But these practices combined are helping me to show up more and more in the way I want to. I'm just out here practicing like everybody else. I think a lot of people have a complicated relationship with effort and ease. Not necessarily in the same way as I do. It can be a really interesting dynamic. There's demand avoidance, perfectionism standing in the way of getting started, quantity over quality, only doing things you are good at. It can show up in so many different ways. I would love to hear about how effort and ease shows up in your life and how you work to find balance. Thank you so much for listening today. Again, the name Bia comes from the Greek goddess of force and power. And to me, that's not power over others, but the inner strength it takes to speak honestly, set boundaries, and move forward with intention. Becoming in action focuses on the fact that growth requires reflection and movement. Awareness without action doesn't change anything, and action without awareness isn't sustainable. Becoming really is a practice. This isn't about perfection or hustle. This is about pausing to have honest reflection and thoughtful growth. If this sounds like a journey you are interested in going on with me, please hit follow in Spotify. Follow me on Instagram with Bia Personal Coaching, or check out my website, biapersonalcoaching.com. And if you know someone who's in a season of becoming, please share with them. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.